And he is immediately met the backfield, runs through the contact, and then throws a shoulder for good measure.
Chuck this defense here. That is true. High in the air. Right center field. Brandon comes in. Welcome to 2025. Today. Just one the other way. Still going back. That's the drag. Walks up and down.
Edwards pulls off and buries it. Richardson drives out for Robbie Ryan. Hurt three right on the money.
Takes his shot for Derby. Flag out. Doesn't matter. Touchdown.
What is up, my Pitchfork Lunch peeps? Welcome into Spicy Taco Tuesday's edition of, yes, Pitchfork Lunch. And I say spicy because it is Taco Tuesday. But again, you know me, I like a little spice on them. Got to have some spice on that tacos. But that's just me. But I am Michael Caratino at Diablo005_ on X, the artist formerly known as the Twitter. You know it, you love it. And yeah, you can check out the show live every day, Monday through Friday, 12 to 1. You can also, I know I've never probably told you this, go to the wonderful world of IG and watch there as well. I know. Have I mentioned that? All you do is go to, it's michael.caratinudo.5 on the wonderful world of IG. And you can check it out there as you, again, pretty easy to do, dot between first and last name, .5 at the end, bam, there you go. And last but not least, as you guys know, most definitely, YouTube. Go to YouTube, watch live, but subscribe, because if you have missed any of Pitchfork Lunch, and like I like to say to you new Pitchfork Lunchers, forks up, glad you're here. And for obviously my Pitchfork Lunch crew, forks up, so stoked you are again here. But for you new ones, I gotta say, shame on you. Where have you been? But that's why I got you covered. You subscribe to the YouTube channel. Guess what? You can get this is again crazy awesome. You can get live. Well, you can go back and check out the shows that you miss. And when I say what you miss, again, a plethora of phenomenal con reviews, as you have, as we have excited people in the background loving Pitchfork Lunches. I move around and do the show, and yeah, very excited and loud. Party on though, because it's, again, Pitchfork Lunch. It brings out excitement in everybody. But go to YouTube again, and you have missed a plethora of phenomenal con reviews, whether it be coaches, players, voices, insiders, alum from many different generations, ton of alum, parents of players. As again, we've had Mr. Fight on, which was very awesome. CJ Fight's dad, which we are aiming to get him on Thursday. Like I told you, spring ball wrapped up today. But anyway, you have missed phenomenal con reviews. So again, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and again, keep watching. Like, binge watch season 1, keep watching season 3. Binge watch season 2, keep watching season 3. And then by the time season 4 rolls out, next athletic season this fall, you will be all caught up. And when we have certain guests on, guess what? Conversations aren't the same. So you'll get why certain things are put together. So that is that. So yes, you can do it all, but all you have to do is go to YouTube. Like I said, you know how to get there. You see my name, Michael Caratinudo, but my page is at M as in Michael, V as in Victory, C as in Champ, 005, at MVC005 on YouTube, and subscribe. Again, like I said, so you can get all caught up. Plus, I'm already looking forward to a Camp T interview that is in the works, but with Sun Devil Rudy. Rudy Burgos, you guys know Sun Devil Rudy is, again, I have talked about a lot on this show. Again, being out at spring ball as he is, being out at fall practice as he is. So Sun Devil Rudy, looking forward to that for season 4. But again, go to YouTube, subscribe away. It's at M as in Michael, V as in Victory, C as in Champ, 005, at MVC005 on YouTube. Subscribe, but also, again, watch live, but do subscribe. Again, forks up to the new subscribers. Greatly appreciate it. And we shall go from there. But yeah, spring ball wrapped up today. Again, I'm going to show you this again. Coach Dillingham, again, pass run participant. Again, the defensive ends. putting the work in for his special team, and of course, the interior defensive line. Really work. Yeah, lots of new faces on the D line. Like, yes, CJ Fight is back. Yes, Clayton Smith is back. Yes, Roman Petrie's back. Yeah, CJ Fight, Clayton Smith, and Albert Smith III. Roman Petrie, like I said, also back. But again, some new faces, quite a few new faces up front, a few new faces at linebacker, my friends, and quite a few new faces. In the secondary as well too, but again, some returners mixed in and experience. But it has been a fiery, fun spring. We'll hear from Coach Dillingham about that. Also, Coach Arroyo, and then the quarterbacks. I mean, Cam Dyer, again, the only returner back from last year. Again, battled back from injury. But there's Cam Dyer, and then Mikey Keene, local kid who, yes. As we all know, they're getting around, and we'll hear him talk about that beat up ASU, Coach Dillingham's first season at Fresno State. But I'm just laughing because of what he said, but I will get that to you. Don't worry. And then, like you said, Cam Dyer, Mikey Keene, obviously Cutter Boley, from Kentucky, and Jake Fetty, the freshman who should still be in high school. So he's actually getting to go home this weekend, and is actually going to attend prom. So yeah, that'll be good for him. It's spring ball wrapped up, and we'll hear from him. We'll hear from Cam, Mikey, Cutter, and Jake coming up. Again, stay here on Pitchfork Lunch. So we'll have that. But again, spring ball, and I've mentioned to you about the positions, the depth. I mean, what I've seen at running back, what I'm talking about, Coach Tuitele, offensive line, everything there, my friends, is, again, absolutely awesome. So, and then, obviously, like I said, O-line, D-line, everything. So we'll get to that. But we're going to digress with, again, softball, who has won 4 in a row. Mind you not, has won 4 in a row. And they are now ranked number 24. They have won 4 in a row, and they are now, Coach Bartlett and the team, like I said yesterday, are now 35-13 with a 729 winning percentage, which, again, absolutely awesome. And it was an insane week for Kenzie Brown, who was pitcher of the week. Yeah, it was an award sweep. She was the Big 12 Pitcher of the Week, Softball America Pitcher of the Week, the NFCA Pitcher of the Week, and the D1 Softball Pitcher of the Week. So, yeah. Not really a surprise. This past week, she was 3-0. I know. Just let this sink in, my Pitchfork Lunch peeps. She was 3-0 with a .74 ERA, a .89 WHIP. Phenomenal, right? As you guys know, .89 WHIP, and 35 Ks. And her opponent's batting average was 108. Yeah, be elite. Again, like I said, you could also translate that into be Kenzie Brown. because she is, again, and the work this kid's put in, just, again, battling back and everything, and what she's done and how dominant she's become and just owned her pitches and everything, absolutely phenomenal. So, she was a pitcher of the week. And like I said, the award sweep from Big 12, Softball America, NFCA, and D1. So, just, just another Tuesday, because today's Tuesday. Just another Tuesday for Kenzie Brown, as I like to say. And Sam Swan, Big 12 Player of the Week, my friends, as that was announced. And she's the first Devil with back-to-back Conference Player of the Week honors since 2012. So, again, offensively, killing it, but behind the plate, catching KB, the domination that we see. And, again, it's just absolutely phenomenal. Love, again, knowing what this team could do, knowing how they worked, and everybody's kind of ups and downs. And again, you get somebody like, Tanya Wendell, who's out for injury for a while, but then comes back, not in the field, but again, back at the top of the lineup, absolutely huge for this team and Coach Bartlett. But yeah, on last Friday at Houston, again, they swept Houston. We talked about that yesterday. They're 8-10 now in conference play. Get the standings in a minute. But they're 8-10 in conference play. And you look at their 5-2 victory. They were down 1-0 after two. Nobody scored in the first on Friday, and Kenzie Brown pitching. Houston got one in the bottom of the second, and then ASU got two in the top of the third, and then Houston tied it up in the bottom of the sixth as they got one to make it 2-2. The Devils get three in the top of the seventh, the last inning in clutch, and Kenzie Brown, who, again, complete game, 7 innings. She had 5 hits, 2 runs, 1 was earned. 12 Ks, my friends, to just 3 strikeouts. So, yes, on Friday, a lot of you saw that. I think I put it back out, but another double-digit strikeout game. 12 Ks to 3 walks. She threw 146 pitches. Again, it's crazy, but 87 of those were strikes, and her ERA, again, just dropping. It was, again, it's at 2.43, which is, again, very, very solid. But it was at 2.56. Now it's down to 2.43. For the season. But yeah, again, just another game. And then Sam Swan that day was 2 for 4. She drove in 1, scored 1 with a double. So she had a double and a single. But yeah, she was 2 for 4. Tanya Wendell, like I talked about, 2 for 3. She scored a run with a walk as well. Kaylee Pond was 1 for 1 with an RBI and a run scored, and she drew 2 walks. And I mentioned Sam Swan being 2 for 4. Katie Chester, was 0 for 3. Got hit by a pitch, though. Emily Shep was 1 for 4. She drove into and scored 1. She had the lone home run of Friday night for the Devils, but again, hugely key. Ryan Brown was 1 for 3 with a walk. Yazzie Avila was 2 for 3 with a walk. So, I mean, again, team had 6 walks and only struck out 4 times. So they win 5-2 on Friday night. Again, Kinsey Brown just with another solid outing. And then Saturday, the Devils had that huge 16-8 win, like I told you. I had a 16-8 win. I want to say it went 6. Yeah, in 6. So they don't have to play because they got 5 in the top of the 6th, and Houston never scored. But yeah, ASU got 4 in the top of the 1st. Houston got 1. ASU got 1 in the top of the 2nd. Houston got 2. So it's 5-3 after 2, and then Houston makes it 5-4 after 3 because they got 1 in the bottom of the 3rd. Both teams scored 4 in the 4th, though. So it made it 9-7 or 8. 9-8 ASU, and then the Devils were up 11-8 because they got 2 in the top of the 5th and then 2 in the top of the 6th. Now, pitching wise, Asa Silva started that game well, and she went 1 1/3. Gave up 4 hits, 3 runs. They were all earned, 1 K, 3 walks. Gave up a home run, 42 pitches, 21 were strikes. But then Mika Lupi came in and went 4 2/3. Gave up 6 hits, 5 runs, only 2 were earned. 3 Ks, no walks for Mika Lupi, and she threw 83 pitches, 55 were strikes. And like I said, they went in 6 as it was 16-8 the final. But again, in the 4th, 5th, and 6th, 11 of their 16 runs were scored. So, and then batting wise, I mean, Tanya Wendell was 1 for 4 with a walk. She scored 2 runs. Kaylee Pond was 2 for 2. She drove into and scored 4 as she had a home run, and she drew 3 walks that night. So 4 walks in 2 games for Pond, the first 2 games. And again, we'll take the free bases. And Sam Swan was 3 for 3. She drove in 5, scored 3, also had a home run, and was walked twice. Her batting average is up to 425. Tanya Wendell just below 400 after that game at 397. Emily Shep was 2 for 5. Katie Chester was 2 for 4. She drove in 5 as well. Both her and Swan drove in 5, scored 1. She had a home run. So Kaylee Pond, Sam Swan, and Katie Chester and Brooklyn Ulrich all hit dingers. Ulrich was 3 for 4, scored 2, drove in 2. And like I said, had the home run. Her average is up to 333 now. And then Tiare Ho Ching was 1 for 3. She scored 2 runs, had a double, and was hit by a pitch. So she also got a free base there. And again, her average was at around 240. Now it's up to 252 and climbing. So love seeing that. And like I said, they get 16 runs. Again, absolutely phenomenal. Then the series closeout where they win 10-0, and I want to say that was in 5. So yeah, they only had to play one 7-inning game in Houston as Texas Tech comes here. But yeah, that was in 5. And again, offensively, Kenzie Brown pitched again, got the win. of course, but she's now 12-5 on the season, my friends. But she pitched 5 innings, gave 1 hit, no runs, obviously no earned runs, 7 Ks, did have 5 walks. Again, a little much, a little bit, a little higher for her there. But she threw 85 pitches this time. Again, through 5 innings, which is 17 pitches an inning. So yeah, you can live with that. But yeah, so we did not get double-digit Ks, I know, because we're spoiled. And then, 85 pitches, 48 were strikes, and then her ERA dropped a little bit more after that, now down to 2.33. So, yeah, absolutely awesome. But like I said, home run-wise, we had 3 of them. Katie Chester, Brooklyn Ulrich with another one on Sunday, and Sydney Signs also cracked one. But yeah, Tanya Wendell was 1 for 2. 1 for 2. How was that possible? Ryan Brown was 0 for 1 with a walk, so she probably came in and replaced, because the Devils scored 3 in the top of the first, and then 5 more in the third, and then 2 in the fourth. So there's your 10. They had 10 runs through 4 innings, and then nobody scored in the fifth. And if it's 8 after 5, then it is done. But it was 10 after 5. So, yeah, that was done. But yeah, when Wendell, like I said, 1 for 2. And then Kaylee Pond was 0 for 2, but she scored 2 runs with a walk. And yeah. Sam Swan was 2 for 2, scored 2, had a double and a walk. Again, just kids' batting average was 434. By the way, Tanya Wendell going 1 for 2. Her batting average is now at an even 400. So we got 2 in the 400s, Wendell, and of course Sam Swan, who's at 434. Emily Shevlik, so it was 1 for 3. No, I didn't say that. She was 1 for 3, drove in 1, scored 1. Katie Chester was 3 for 3, drove in 4, scored 2 with the home run. Brooklyn Ulrich was 2 for 3, drove in 3, scored 1, had the home run as well. And then Sydney Signs was 1 for 3, drove in 1, scored 1, had the home run. So, yeah, I mean, Tiara Ho Ching was 1 for 2. I mean, again, her average, again, still climbing back up at, like I said, it's up to 257 now. So she is getting it closer again and batting 9th, turning the lineup over. But Kinsey Brownlee said now 12-5 overall, just absolutely crushing it, my friends. And when you look at it, again, just like I said, absolutely awesome what they've been able to do. And I'll get the season stats in a minute. But we're going to step aside real quick. When we get back, we're going to shift gears. We're going to go right to – come back. It's going to go right to Coach Dillingham speaking today, wrapping up spring ball. And then we'll go to Coach Arroyo. And then I'll stop between that, and then we'll have the quarterback. So, again, that's coming up. So do not go too far. We'll have more Pitchfork Lunch coming right up.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Yeah, it's a good battle. I mean, it's definitely going to go into fall camp. I like where we're at. We're not turning the ball over very much, and that's half the battle.
Coach, after seeing Jordan Tyson's private workout, what's your message to NFL teams on why he should be the first wide receiver on the board?
Yeah, I mean, just turn on the tape. And he's an unbelievable human being. I mean, when you think about Jordan, I mean, the dude's just a great person. Like, what top player in the country at his position is challenging his ex-head coach in chess on Tuesday at 9 p.m.? Like, that's Jordan. Like, he's always competing. He always wants to be better. Like, that's Jordan. You're getting a guy who loves competition, who's a great person, who loves people, who's also, as people saw in his workout, an absolutely special talent. So, like I tell people, like, that is as no-brainer of a person that you're going to get in all aspects, and a person you would want to be the face of your organization.
But who won at chess, though?
Well, you can ask him that. Just that, yeah. I don't know. Are you allowed to look at like matchups on chess.com? If you are, y'all can go take a peek.
When you look at a guy like an Xavier that sat out all of last year, and he's going to have to rely on previous tape to like get drafted. What is your take on what he could add?
Yeah, I mean, first team All Big 12. He was a first team All Big 12 safety. I think anytime you're that productive in college football, there's a reason behind it. He gave our pregame speeches. It just, everything that he did for our program, right? And then on top of that, his tape is really good when he was healthy. You know, his tape this year he wasn't healthy, he tried to push through stuff. But he is an unbelievable person, an unbelievable player. And I think I've been telling all the scouts, somebody's going to get an absolute steal with him, and he's going to surprise people.
You spoke on the quarterback battle. How much have you seen Jake Fetty grow this spring? I mean, obviously he could still be in high school right now.
Yeah, I mean, leaps and bounds. I think all those freshmen out here grew leaps and bounds. You know, Jake's had a great spring, super mature for his age. I've been really happy with how he's progressed and his competitiveness. Like, he's a competitor.
How would you summarize your overall sentiment about the team after spring ball?
Yeah, I think it's the most depth we've had as a football team, top to bottom, which is a positive, right? I think our team is growing closer together, but I think we can get closer. And I think when bad things happen, which are inevitable, you know, how you respond to it is based off of the connection of your team. So I think we've got to continue to get closer, continue to connect, and then I think we have the talent. I think we have some talented guys out there that are going to play this game for a long time. So we got to put it all together. I think that's the hardest part, and the best teams can put it all together.
Coach, what have you kind of seen just going on the QB battle from Cam Dyer, especially from him coming back?
Yeah, he's made unbelievable growth as a passer, in my opinion, in the last year or year and a half since he got here. He's gotten better and better and better. So I thought you saw that growth throughout camp, just of him from when he got here to now, where he is playing the quarterback position.
Hey, Coach, Michael Gardner obviously came back about 8 months from a serious injury, and he's really jumped off the page for me. What have you seen from him?
Yeah, he had a great scrimmage, the last scrimmage. He loves football, so for him to be out of football is not fun for him. And for him to be able to come back and play football you could just see the joy he has for the game, and he practiced with that, and he was definitely a spark for us there at the NFL camp, or spring ball.
Now that you've had time to look back at the film from Saturday's scrimmage, were there any specific themes or players that stood out to you?
I mean, we made some great plays at the wideout position. There were a few guys. I mean, it'd be a long list to go through our grades. I probably won't do that. But it was. I think those two guys definitely made some game-changing plays out there. And then I think there were a bunch of guys. I think I was talking to a staff member the other day. We're very balanced as a team. I would say the balance of our team in terms of we don't know. I don't even know if we know our strengths and our weaknesses by position yet. At most positions on the sides of the ball, like we know rooms that have some really really good talented players, but across the board we're a fairly balanced team in terms of just the depth that we have.
Kamari got hurt in the scrimmage. Is there an update on him, and is anybody that is their season being threatened by any injury?
Yeah, Kamari should hopefully be back by season. Yeah, that sucked. Obviously, anytime you play football, there's a risk, and that was an unfortunate thing. Kamari he's been one of the leaders of our football team in this last 5-month period of time. He's really taken a gigantic step from a leadership role. So to see him go down is unfortunate, but I know he's going to battle back, and I know he'll be back, push through stuff. But he is an unbelievable person, an unbelievable player, and I think I've been telling all the scouts, somebody's going to get an absolute steal. When bad things happen, which are inevitable, how you respond to it is based off of the connection of your team. So I think we've got to continue to get closer, continue to connect. And then I think we have the talent. I think we have some talented guys out there that are going to play this game for a long time. So we got to put it all together. I think that's the hardest part, and the best teams can put it all together.
Coach, what have you kind of seen just going on the QB battle from Cam Dyer, especially from him coming back?
Yeah, he's made unbelievable growth as a passer, in my opinion, in the last year or year and a half since he got here. He's gotten better and better and better. So I thought you saw that growth throughout camp, just of him from when he got here to now, where he is playing the quarterback position.
Hey, Coach, Michael Gardner obviously came back about 8 months from a serious injury, and he's really jumped off the page for me. What have you seen from him?
Yeah, he had a great scrimmage, the last scrimmage. He loves football, so for him to be out of football is not fun for him. And for him to be able to come back and play football you could just see the joy he has for the game, and he practiced with that, and he was definitely a spark for us there at the NFL camp, or spring ball.
Now that you've had time to look back at the film from Saturday's scrimmage, were there any specific themes or players that stood out to you?
We made some great plays at the wideout position. There were a few guys. It'd be a long list to go through our grades. I probably won't do that, but it was. I think those two guys definitely made some game-changing plays out there. And then I think there were a bunch of guys. I think I was talking to a staff member the other day. We're very balanced as a team. I would say the balance of our team in terms of we don't know. I don't even know if we know our strengths and our weaknesses by position yet. At most positions on the sides of the ball, like we know rooms that have some really really good talented players, but across the board we're a fairly balanced team in terms of just the depth that we have.
Kamari got hurt in the scrimmage. Is there an update on him, and is anybody that is their season being threatened by any injury?
Yeah, Kamari should hopefully be back by season. Yeah, that sucked. Obviously, anytime you play football, there's a risk, and that was an unfortunate thing. Kamari he's been one of the leaders of our football team in this last 5-month period of time. He's really taken a gigantic step from a leadership role. So to see him go down is unfortunate, but I know he's going to battle back, and I know he'll be back, around game time from that perspective. In terms of other guys, as of right now, I don't see or think anybody else that would be, out. Maybe Belgrave is a guy that could continue to be out, but nobody unexpected.
You guys good? Got Coach Arroyo here.
Awesome.
quarterback battle right now?
I thought they did a good job. I thought, we got a really new room. 3/4 of those guys are new into it, with Cam being the guy who's really hasn't played much, but been in the room before. And so we challenged them with a lot of reps. We balanced them out in a way that could give us a pretty good feedback into where we are, where they are. Challenge them with a multitude of mixture of combinations of the people around. I thought they did a really good job. From newest guys and Jake to being a guy who still should be in high school, to Cutter, who's coming from another Division I college and coming into a new system, and Mikey, same thing, a really big vet with over 1,000 reps in college football. And then Cam having already been here. So we challenged those guys. I thought they did a really good job. They've got a nice chunk of foundation to carry it into summer, and even through the one thing that happens in minutes of practice in the last practice, and there's still something we're correcting. And I think at the end of the day, that process is where we got to be with such a young group, because there's a lot of time left with these guys. There's a lot of time to be developed still, a lot of time they got to put in together. We're nowhere near arrival. They've got a summer PRP plan and a fall training and all that stuff before we get anywhere. But the quarterbacks did a nice job of being demanding and sitting in there and letting me be really critical of them every day.
From the start of spring to the end of spring, how much have you seen Jake Fetty grow?
Yeah, leaps and bounds. I mean, that you're coming out of high school. There's so many things that you can get better with. I think the demand of the position. I think the demand of college football. There's a lot of little things that kind of, when you're coming out of high school, you probably catch you off guard. Everything from the regimen, the time, to the meetings. Hour and a half quarterback meeting in high school with that demand is not regular. And so to be able to keep your concentration in something like that, to be able to look back and start every practice and every meeting with that same vigor, like, oh my gosh, here we go. The digestion of it all becomes a lot for a young guy. And for him to sit in there and continually get a little bit better each day, to take that critiquing and to be able to push through and have successful days late in camp are really good. There's some really good things in him responding, bouncing back from maybe a couple things he did wrong. But for a high school freshman who's going to be in prom, in a month probably, is always fun to kind of see where they go.
Is there anything about those four guys that surprised you?
No, I think not a real surprise, thank God. I think you're hoping that you evaluated them. You've progressed with certain guys the right way. You're hoping that you go look for a veteran guy in Mikey, and you hope you get that, and we got that. You hope that Jake comes in as a young freshman, and you know what you're going to deal with, and you're going to go, okay, you're going to have some bumps and bruises, but we're going to see what we thought we saw in our evaluation. You're going to see what you saw in the evaluation of Cutter after 1 year, and hopefully you see some things that are a little bit faster because he's played football, and he can step in and have those things not be as maybe as bright and fast as they are to Jake. We saw those things. So I don't think there's anything really shocking other than the fact that I just love the way that they competed, love the way that they came in. They really connected to the team. I think the unit, that's a really important piece of spring ball with the quarterbacks that we're asking them to do is get connected to their guys, because right now is when they start building the glue with a lot of guys they don't know. And there's so much more time spent with each other than there is really in a lot of other places. They're around each other all the time, and you gotta learn to not get sick of each other and learn to lean in and have some fights and discussions and move on and really mature in your relationships, because that's really what we've built it on here, as we know. We've built this thing, coaches built this thing with the connection between players, and that's why we play so hard and play for each other.
To piggyback off that,
bam, corner fire.
Couple more.
How has Mike's veteran presence just boosted the quarterback room as a whole?
Veteran presence, I mean, it just, the reps are, you can't replicate reps. You can't take 1,000 reps in college football and not have them be really evidence to a guy who knows what's going on. It's as simple as breaking the huddle or calling plays, having command. For the young guys to see it, for guys around them, for the O-line, for a lot of the new guys to see what those reps look like after you have them, regardless of where you're at, is really evident. And I think that's really good for us.
How have you seen Cam Dyer's just progression coming back from injury? How have you seen him step up as a leader and get mentorship from Mikey King?
Yeah, Cam's done a great job. Cam's a guy that has been coming off injury, finally got into the bowl prep in a big way, and now going into the first spring ball where it's really active at the position. He's grown leaps and bounds from where he was at, and does a really good job of competing and communicating with those guys. So I'm proud of Cam's work so far.
Hey, Coach, have you continued to see what you want to see out of the running back room to make you feel comfortable about running more 20 and 21 personnel this year?
Yeah, I mean, I think those guys, we've got obviously a good group that's bolstered, healthy SIP, and some guys who can really come in and add some real juice to the group. I think there's not a real difference in a lot of them at all. Too, they can all kind of do it all, which is awesome. So you can be multiple in that regard. You don't think you've got to be handcuffed in certain aspects. A couple new guys, Carde and Keese, that really have come in and presented some things that we really feel good about the evaluation and the traits they've got that can help us. So I'm excited as heck about the right back room. So
guys ready? Got Cam here. Ready to go.
How has just having a full off season been for you and your position?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's been great. When I got here, that's all I look towards is getting the opportunity to have a full off season and just coming to work every day and being able to do so without the injury. It's been a blessing.
Where would you say that you made the most gains since you've been working at ASU at quarterback?
Yeah, I mean, just my comfortability back there behind the center. I think, coming from high school, you have a certain sense of comfort, but once you get out here, you're thrown into the fire and you have to make plays. And so once I came off my injury, I mean, same thing, it's the same game, but at a different level when you really feel that. So I feel like that's where my growth has been. Things like my pocket presence, my decision making. I feel like the game just comes easier.
How much do you feel like learning from the veterans in last year's team has helped you for this season?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's helped me a lot. I get images all the time when we're going through progressions and stuff like that of pictures of, Sam and Jeff's reps last year. And so, seeing that, watching that film last year and really being able to digest it in the offseason has been big for me.
How cool has it been to just learn from Coach Dillingham and Marcus Arroyo, and what's kind of been the biggest thing you think they've helped develop you on skill-wise?
Yeah, I mean, it's been great. Having those two in a room with you to learn and just develop is a big blessing. I mean, they've both done it at the highest level, and they both coach guys that have went on to play at the highest level. And so being able to learn from those two, and they both bring different personalities, different characteristics about them that just help, in different aspects. And so having both of them, picking both of their brains each day is just, it's great. I love football. I love learning more. And so being able to do that day in and day out is amazing.
Is there a mental hurdle that comes with getting over such a significant injury?
Definitely. I mean, I think, there's a lot of pressure on what's to come next, but, my dad always tells me, he's like, pressure is what you make it. And so I think that's what an injury is. I mean, I think it's what you make of it. If you can come back and you can come back stronger than ever and you have that mindset, then I think that's what you make of it.
What's been the dynamic of this quarterback room? Obviously, you're the only returning guy from last year.
Yeah, it's been great. I think we got close pretty fast. As soon as the guys got in, we got in a group chat. We started texting right away and getting to know each other. And so when you form those relationships and you're competing on the field, that healthy competition, it just helps all of our games out the most. And ultimately, it just helps us be better players and better people.
How do you feel you guys adapted to, or that you've adapted, to the receivers and just getting on the same page with them?
Yeah, I feel like it's been great. Same thing. I mean, those new guys that came in, they've gotten acclimated right away, and spending dark hours, spending extra time with them, when nobody's watching or when we don't have to, has been big. Getting that extra time in, especially that's something I learned from coming back from an injury, just spending time when I can and when I need to put in extra time. And so that's what we've been doing with those new guys and even guys coming back who are looking to take that growth. So it's been big time.
How do you balance that, the closeness of this group, but also knowing that this is a competition and there's only one ball, come the fall?
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody's just mature about it. I think we all just focus on what we have to do and focus on our own selves getting better. And we just put the faith in our coaching staff, put the faith in the players around us, and really just leave it up to that. And, I know for sure I just focus on what I can do better and how I can best lead this team. And I don't really worry too much about anything else. And, like I said, I think, the rest takes care of itself.
Cam, you mentioned you and the rest of the quarterbacks kind of spending time together off the field. What has been one of your favorite activities, y'all?
Yeah, we went to one of my favorite spots out here, Culinary Dropout. That's my spot right there. So going there, getting some good food, talking, getting to know each other. I think that's big time. That's what I like to do. I like, spending quality time with guys and getting to know more about them. So, I think once we did that, our relationships with one another just grew immensely, and we were able to get to know each other better.
Guys, good? Yep. We got Mikey next.
The completion of your first spring here?
It's been amazing. I was just telling my family the other day how seamless kind of the transition's been and how smooth it's been getting out here. I feel like I've known most of these guys for a long time. But the first spring went great. It was really nice just to get closer with the guys and get through my first spring ball.
What's been the biggest surprise for you coming out here and working with Coach Arroyo and Coach Dillingham?
Just how good Coach Dillingham and Coach Arroyo are at their jobs. How good they are at teaching and how simple they make it to understand. I've already grown so much in so many areas since I've been here, and I credit that to both of them and how well they do teaching the game of football.
Was that a big draw for you when you were picking a school?
100%, yeah, for sure.
What were some of the turning point moments throughout this camp where it felt like, okay, the offense is clicking a little bit more for you?
Yeah, I know. Just through, the first few weeks, we're kind of all getting acclimated, kind of all getting adjusted, just kind of getting, we've never thrown with these receivers before. Guys just have never, we've all been on the field for the first time together. So just kind of like through the first few weeks, we could really start to turn the corner and be like, okay, we're gonna be a hell of a team for sure. But just like Coach Dillingham said after that scrimmage, we're gonna be a damn team. We're gonna be a damn good team, and I'm just excited to get through summer and get to fall camp.
What do you think the identity of this offense will be?
I feel like we have weapons all over the place. I still feel like we're finding exactly what that is. But overall, we have so many weapons in so many different places. We got a good group of guys up front that can dominate. So I feel like in every aspect we're doing a really good job.
Is it easier when you have guys like O and Reed Harris and Vines Bright?
Yeah, for sure. We got weapons. We got weapons in the backfield, receiver room, tight end, everywhere. So when you can attack people from multiple different directions, that's gonna be a great strength for us for sure.
How do you feel like you've been gelling with the other QBs in your room, and how do you balance the competition between you guys while also just being friends with each other?
Yeah, no, it's awesome. This is like the closest QB room I've been a part of in terms of just like hanging out outside of football and just being around each other. All three of these guys are awesome dudes, and it's been great to get to know them. And they all three have really different personalities, and we're all kind of from different places. So it's just been cool to gel with those guys and get to know them more.
As someone who grew up in Kentucky and then played there, now being away from home, just how's that transition been coming to the West Coast?
Yeah, my sister played at Oregon and my brother played at Wyoming, so I feel like it was always a little bit destined for me to be out here on the West Coast a little bit. So no, it's been great. Like I said, though, it's almost felt seamless. Like it's felt like I've known these group of guys and these coaches for a long time, and I've only been out here for a few months. So I've had a great time out here, and it's been awesome how seamless my transition's been. My family was out here my mom came out here for the first time last weekend, so and they love it out here. They love everything that's going on, so it's been awesome out here.
You guys good?
Yep.
Thanks.
There you go. Coach Dillingham wrapping up spring ball. Injuries again. Kamari Anderson Saturday night. He was asked there by Chris Cartman, friend of the program, about the about that, but he said he should be back. So not really, knock on wood, coming through spring relatively very, very healthy. So yeah, no complaints about that. And then, Marcus Arroyo talking about, the growth of the core. And then Coach Dillingham obviously saying, how they've all grown. And I mean, Cam, how he's grown leaps and bounds, talk about it. And then Mikey Keene, the experience, the Fresno State. And we'll hear from him. We'll hear from him tomorrow because, again, we're up against it. Got to get running. But I just wanted to mention, too, tomorrow, real quick. Well, let me wrap up football. But, yeah, what Coach Rose said, about the offense, and and Cutter Boley said it right there too. You're still, your transfers and getting to know each other and going back and forth and all that good stuff. But once you're getting out on the field, then it's the whole point. And you've heard Coach Dillingham talk about it. You've heard obviously Coach Arroyo talk about it. Even Brian Ward, defensive coordinator, talk about it. Like when it just becomes you're understanding the why. But it's like, okay, this is why, okay, this call, it flows. This is what I have to do. And it's not so much overthinking, it's getting it done. So that's absolutely awesome. And, like Cutter Boley said, so it picks up and the matches and, back and forth with the defense and everything like that. So, and again, battles with the defense again, defense did this, but like Coach Dillingham said, not turning the ball over. And the quarterbacks, there's been some deflected passes, but not throwing it to the other team. So that is going to do it, though. But baseball tomorrow night, yes, do not forget they do have a game. Tomorrow night is Wednesday night as up from Las Cruces will be the New Mexico State Aggies. You can watch on ESPN Plus, Sun Devil Radio Network, but we'll preview that tomorrow, talk about that, where they're at in the Big 12 standings. And, I promised you softball standings. So we will end on softball standings. But again, real quick, love what I heard from, Cam Dyer and from Cutter Boley. And you'll see Mikey King and Jake Fetty. We'll get to them tomorrow as we talk baseball. But ASU did take a little bit of a jump because Houston, now 3-18 in conference is at the bottom, but Texas Tech is up top 16-2, again coming to Tempe and Farrington this weekend. As you guys know, huge matchup. That school down south is 12-6. Oklahoma State is 11-7, as is Kansas. UCF is 12-8-1. Then you have Baylor at 9-9, who is up after no, I was thinking baseball. But Baylor's at 9-9, and then the Devils 8-10. So look, this is huge. You just got a 3-game sweep. You got to grind. You got to grit. You got to find some way to dig down against this tough Texas Tech team. We'll talk more about that on Thursday too. But dig down, and I'll get to the matchups that we'll probably see. But you got to take 2 out of 3 because you take 2 out of 3, now you're 10-11 and climbing. And again, all 3 would be great because you'd be 11-10. But again, it's right there for the taking. But yeah, the Devils. 7th in the Big 12 out of 11 because not everybody has softball. But yeah, my friends, that is again what they have coming to town. Again, 8-10 in conference play, but 35-13 overall. The second most overall wins behind who? Texas Tech, who's 42-4. But hey, the last time they played somebody that was over 40 wins and 4 losses, that'd be Grand Canyon, who's now 41-5. And it was, again, close matchup, hell of a game. I expect that this weekend. So that's what we're going to wrap on. Forks up to Coach Barlow in softball, forks up to Coach Bloomquist in baseball, and spring ball being done. Again, a lot of excitement. We'll talk more about it. Efforting to have Clayton Smith on tomorrow. So just want to get that done. But yeah, so yes. But that is going to do it for today. So thank you to reigning back-to-back Big 12 champs women's volleyball for always reminding me to remind you it is #OurState. And yes, school down south, that is for you to always remember and always ring true. Ring through your ears and ring true It is #OurState. So, again, just remember that. But thanks to, again, defending back-to-back Big 12 champs women's volleyball for making sure I remind you of that. But, yeah, have a phenomenal rest of your Taco Tuesday. Again, make them a little spicy. Some jalapenos, maybe some Frank's Red Hot, little sriracha, some cilantro, whatever you want to do. Just make it, a little extra spicy, But yes, have a phenomenal rest of your Tuesday. I will see you tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. Possibly huge softball. We'll see. Again, aiming for Clayton Smith too. We will see what happens. But yes, so we shall go from there. But have a phenomenal rest of your Taco Tuesday. I will see you tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. You guys know it. Go Devils. And as always, Forks
I
out.
went to Arizona State. Right. I'm a Sun Devil, man.
The 27-yard line. That's a great call, too. Play fake. Plummer will put it up. Throws over the middle. Pull. Touchdown. Quick flag.
3rd down and 5. Levis swings it to Scadaboo. Scadaboo breaks defenders. Here he goes again.
Scadaboo is the running back, and he is immediately met in the backfield, runs through the contact, and then throws a shoulder for good measure.
Revenge on this defense here. That is drilled. High in the air. Right center field. Brandon Compton. Welcome to 2025.
Edwards pulls off and buries it. Richardson drives out for Robbie Ryan. Her 3 right on the money.